Hello, lovers of African films and theaters. Thank you so much for honoring us with your time. I am BT. Today we have yet again another collaboration. He is a South African film reviewer. Please welcome. No, he must introduce himself. Please introduce yourself, young sir.
Hi guys, my name is Eddie Ramohlale and I do filmmaking, film reviews and lifestyle vlogs. I am big into cinematography in the film space. That's what I love doing. It's my passion and it's what I'm actually currently doing. So if you want to know more about film and movie reviews, then please do follow me and subscribe to my channel. My Instagram and Twitter is at Eddie_Ramohlale, and then my YouTube channel name is Eddie Ramohlale.
Now that he has said everything, the interview is over. Thank you so much, Eddie, for honoring us with your time. Thank you so much for honoring us with your time. I think I came across your YouTube channel last year. I think I was probably Googling a film and then I came across your channel. And we began interacting on social media. But what inspired the need for you to do local film reviews?
I think what inspired me to do local film reviews was that I've always been passionate and I've always loved South African movies. And I've always had this problem that why don't South Africans watch South African movies? You can see the stats that when South African movies come out, there's not many viewers who watch our movies that are South Africans. But when Americans movies come out, there's a lot of South Africans watching American movies. So I've always had this problem of why don't we have our own people watching and supporting local movies? And therefore that just led me to say that, okay, I'm gonna start this channel and I'm gonna start raising awareness and encouraging people to actually start watching these movies.
Will I be wrong in trying to answer on behalf of South Africans and say, you know what, yes, the numbers are not so big as much as the internationals, but also accessibility from South African cinemas. Cinematographers has over 200 cinemas, and usually most South Africans get 50 screens in their opening weekend. And 50 screens means it's likely not accessible in your nearest cinema as a typical South African. So now you need to figure out a way and logistics and how to get to a cinema where this movie is at. I think that also plays a huge role considering how expensive public transport is for most of us. So that, and also the effort of marketing by South African filmmakers is not enough. Social media campaigns and awareness are not enough. Social media marketing is not marketing in its entirety. So that compromises people being aware of your films, and the efforts. Most South African actors also don't have teams that make noise and capitalize on them being in a movie. So
I like the point you made about marketing, and I think it's something that we need to speak more and address more. It needs to be a conversation we as film reviewers in South Africa need to address more. And I just feel that with our films, I'll take an example, and I know we spoke about this, about the movie that just recently came out with Tusumbe, the Underground Railroad. And there was so much of a hype and it was marketed so well months before the release of the film. And the difference is that with many of our own South African films, we only found out either the week or just 2 weeks before, if not the night before.
True. I agree with you. And also I think what helped is that also Tuso had her own camp of people pushing her. Yeah. So besides you knowing about the series, you got to talk to the actor. Hollywood Reporter spoke about her. All this Vogue spoke about her. Those are people in her camp being responsible for her publicity and her marketing. And I think if we get to a point where as actors in South Africa also have that, and then filmmakers are investing in marketing, audiences will know about this work. And who knows, maybe the numbers will change.
But also in terms of the marketing side, I do kind of feel a little bit of sympathy for our films in terms of why they're not marketed well. Because what types of marketing are we looking at? There's social media, you can do billboards, you can do TV commercials and things like that. And I do know for a TV commercial for around about 30 seconds, it can cost up to 300,000. So and that is a lot of
some
money.
of the funding available on public platforms, I'm not going to say their name, but sometimes they're we offer you 250K worth of marketing. But it's not a lot of money, but you can make it work.
And then
you
we
can
also-
honestly make it work. Also, you target your audience, like for instance, sometimes it's a movie about high school learners. Why don't you run around high schools in South Africa, give
And
the most
promote it.
popular kid, promote it, and also if you give the most popular kid, you say, I'm gonna pay you 1,000 rand. But your job
As
is
a
to make sure
influencer kind
there's
of thing.
people in the school,
Yeah.
they meet up in that cinema and they go inside that
And then-
cinema. Like you start being tactful, like you open your mind, you call people who are qualified to do marketing to help you, you know. You don't just come in assuming what marketing is and run with it, you know.
And I think it's also more of a word of mouth thing. I think we don't speak of South African films enough as South Africans, as much as we're speaking about your Marvel movies and things. So the more you get the conversation going, then the more people are curious, because if you don't know the film, I can come to say, yo, BT, like, dude, there's this movie that came out and it's so dope. It's called Knuckle City. And then you could be like, what? Knuckle City? Any city is Knuckle City. Let me go check it out on Showmax. And then you check it out, and you tell the next person, the next person, the next person, the next person. So I think it's a word of mouth can also be a form of marketing for us. But it starts with us. We need to build a community and drive the conversation forward.
Yeah, okay. That we begin with a little bit of heaviness. So let's talk about some of your favorite films that have been released in the past few years or months.
Yeah.
What can you remember top of mind?
Well, in the past few years, I know that in 2019, Knuckle City was released, and that was directed by Jamil Eddie Ramohlale, who is a phenomenal director. He also directed See the Winter to My Skin, actually.
And Of Good Report, which was suspended in cinemas at some point.
Really?
Bro, he's been very controversial. His work is controversial. Inqeba.
Inqeba, he also released Inqeba, which was also controversial. Yes. It was also controversial. So, I mean, Jamil, he released Knuckle City. I fell in love with the movie. It's the most high-rated South African film on my channel that I've rated. I gave it a 4 out of 5, which is, it's the highest so far. And it's a bit difficult for me to give a 5 out of 5. You've got to really win me over. And I was also impressed with Blood and Water. I enjoyed, and I loved Queen Sono. I fell in love with Queen Sono because it gave us, as Africans, it gave us a voice to the world that we are Africa. And I like that they use the different locations. They filmed
different African locations.
Yes,
that was beautiful.
That is also beautiful. That from Queen Sono. And I'm also a fan of Kagiso Lediga's work, but I'm not trying to be biased here. Queen Sono, I just genuinely loved it. Yeah.
And is there any film or series that was released that you did not enjoy?
Yes. I've got to be honest, and I didn't enjoy One Night Kwamkolisi. I didn't enjoy it because of the cinematography side of it. Like, it was a handheld, shaky camera feel, and it was kind of, I found it difficult to concentrate and focus. The storyline was decent, and a good friend of mine, Nyaniso, he was acting in it, and he did really well. And shout out to you,
so
bro.
talented.
Yeah, we boys.
No one in Beyonce's film.
We boys.
There are levels to this thing.
And shout out to him, but the cinematography of it really, it didn't impress me at all. So that was probably the biggest downfall from that film.
And do you have a film review that you recorded and just how it was received shocked you?
Yes, I recorded actually last year, late last year. I recorded a review of my Twetwe, and I told my audience that I didn't enjoy this movie and I didn't know what the hype was about. And everyone was like, no ways, do you even understand film? And I'm like, guys, this is just, when I do reviews, it's just my opinion. You're allowed to have your opinion.
Out of millions who watched it,
you can come on my channel and type and write your comment, and it's your opinion, and I respect that, and we can discuss it. But I just feel like it was overhyped, and I think probably why it was overhyped was because Black Coffee was an executive producer, and Black Coffee's got a big crowd, so he's got a huge following. So I think probably that's why.
Okay, yeah, I understand, but also I understand why it was received so well.
Please make me understand.
I think it's like South Africans saw themselves in a way uncensored. It's like as dirty as some of the things that we go through are, they saw that. you know, and also I think the use of like comedy and all of that. I think it was a chilled project. I think this project was a fun shoot. Like I think they were just like, let's shoot this thing, guys. Let's go at it. It seemed like that. I think that's why, you know, South Africans responded to it. The usage of scoring with South African music, you know.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes Spidori is something that is used usually like for comedic relief on social. So for them to have a film that has that, I think that is why most South Africans were drawn into it and like received it well.
Yeah.
But speaking of like reviews and people being against it, do you think, you know, sometimes because in as much as we review films, as we work in the entertainment industry, you feel like sometimes maybe we become censored and we don't really say our full opinion based on not wanting to burn bridges?
Yeah, and that's actually something that's happened with me before, where I've refused to review a certain South African Netflix series because of the implications that it might have in the future. Because my views on the series was very negative and foul, but I knew that if I'm gonna put this up on my YouTube channel, those producers are going to see it. And these are potentially people I would like to work for one day. So I just restrained myself from putting out that movie.
What can we expect on your channel going forward, man?
Well, you can definitely look forward to more filmmaking, cinematography, camera-related work, and behind the scenes. I'm trying to do as many and as much behind the scenes content as possible, because I think that's unique and that's not something that many YouTubers are doing out there. So yeah, I'm always trying to find the unique route and try to find something new that not everyone is doing. I'm still pushing the movie reviews, love doing that. It's a lot of work, it's draining, but I really love doing that, and I'm comfortable and happy with doing South African films right now and just raising awareness on more South African films.
And are you open to collaborations?
Yeah, I'm open to collaborations. I know I haven't done much of those. I've probably done one, I think, with Dintle Mzane, and yeah, that went really well, and I really did enjoy that. But I am open to more collaborations.
And who are some of your, like maybe a favorite film reviewer, internationally or local? Anyone top of mind?
I mean, I love Chris Stuckman. He's probably my favorite. And then South African locally,
Yeah, you're gonna be
I would,
good.
no, I would say I enjoy Nawe Live's channel. He's really dope. So yeah, but I don't really watch that many film reviews though. But can I also mention my favorite cinematographers, because I think that's mine. And
Yeah,
it's my stream.
Sure,
My favorite all international, it's Roger Deakins. Check him out. He's probably the best ever cinematographer of all time. I love Mutemo Wing. I love Mutemo Wing. He shot Queen Sono. He also shot Queen Sono.
Is it not Isibayo? Doesn't he work?
No. Mutemo hasn't worked on this fire.
Or Bomb Productions.
Yes, he works for Bomb
Thinkers.
Productions. Yeah. And then I also like Kagiso Lediga, like I mentioned, he's a director, and another cinematographer, director, Tebogo Malope, that I love. And then Rick Joquem. And Rick Joquem's actually got a Netflix movie that's coming out soon.
Okay. I think, yeah, man. I think I'm personally rooting for you. Thank you so much for honoring us with your time, Eddie. I'm really looking forward to the work that you'll be doing in the future. I know you studied cinematography. Can't wait for you to work on massive productions so that I review your projects. And I'm very mean with the rating.
Please be nice.
Thank you so much for coming through to the bothakgatv YouTube channel. We will honor and invite if you invite us one day.
Yes, you do. You will definitely get an invite coming up in the next few months. I mean, there's a big South African movie production coming up, and I think we can actually do a collaborative, like we can scout all the other reviews. Like I think we can get Vaughn and Manawe, and we can have like a round table. I think that would be really nice.
Round table.
Yes,
you must book the studio.
Dintle as well included. So yeah, I could have access to a studio, so we can definitely do that. And thank you so much for inviting me on your channel. I really love this. I enjoyed this, the review conversations, everything, and it's been really awesome. And I'm wishing you all the best. I am rooting for you, And I know that in the next few years, he's literally going to produce us a Netflix Oscar-winning script writing film.
He has spoken, and we believe it. Thank you so much, lovers of African films and theatres, for watching bothakgatv YouTube channel. I am PT, and I will see you next week Thursday.
Cheers.